Hi everyone, it's Laura Milligan, and this is day 4 of my Facebook Lives. I'm doing one every day this week, a live every day this week at 1 p.m. So this is day number 4. I'm switching it up to a totally different bundle today than I've used earlier this week, and I'll have another different one for you tomorrow. So I hope you'll tune in tomorrow as well at 1 p.m. It's been really fun to share some of the new products from the new catalog, and it's been fun to share them with you and hear your comments and get your feedback. That's really, it means a lot to me, and I'm very appreciative of all of you, of course, as you know, as always. So I am going to go ahead and switch my camera down in a minute, but first I just want to make sure if you're there, sometimes it takes a minute. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'm just going to give everyone a second to find me and tune in. And okay, there we go. Hi, Colleen. Hi, Debbie. I think Colleen and Debbie should get the prize because they're some of the first two that are always tuning into this. So thank you to both of you. I appreciate it. I am going to go ahead now and switch my view. These are the 3 cards that I've made earlier this week, and as I laid these out just now to share with you, I was like, okay, gosh, I must really love blue because these cards all have like the blue and the purple feel to it, but super, super pretty. This is the first one. I made this on Monday, and it features the Hues of Happiness suite. The beautiful flowers here were cropped with the dies that go with this set, with the stamp set, and they were actually cut out of the Coordinating Designer Series paper, making it really easy to do. And then on day 2, hi Jennifer, thanks for joining in. Hi Gran, how are you? Day 2 was the Little Sweet Songbirds punch bundle. So, and like I said on Tuesday when I made this card, we all love a good punch bundle. So it is a stamp set and then the coordinating bird punch, and making it really, really easy to punch. You actually punch this large bird out and the wing, the beak as well, but I just colored mine in that day. So that was card number 2 for day 2. Yesterday I made this one. This is from the Brood for You stamp set, and I am featuring this in my B box, which is my class to go, which not this particular card but that bundle, and that class will be released mid-month, so you can watch for details on that. And oh, and I forgot to say, so this one, if you leave a comment or share my Facebook Lives, then I have a drawing, and whoever comments, I do a random draw, and they get this card. So this one, I drew Mary Jo Vasti's name. Mary Jo, I do not have your address, so if you want to send me a message through Messenger or email me, but please get in touch with me so that I can get this card, this fun card to you. So before I start, I wanted to just show you this afternoon I am releasing my class to go for May. I almost said April because I can't believe it's May already, but it is May. And the class to go is a masculine card class. It is featuring the He's the Man new suite in the catalog. Here it is in the catalog, and let me just show you. Here's some cute cards. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to hold this up. Here are the cards right from the catalog. It's on page 78. And then here are the products that actually I'm using in the class. The bundle, which is the stamp set coordinating dies, and then this really cool designer paper. So let me just show you. The card class, I would say, well, so it's $40. Well, there's several different options. And if you're not signed up for my emails, I will add a link right above this Facebook Live when I'm done today so that you can sign up for my emails, because that's how I get the word out about the classes that I'm offering or any specials that I'm having. So you really want to be on my email list. This email will go out in a little bit. I didn't quite get it done before my live today, but you can get information on that through email. And I just want to show you, because it's always better in person, I think, than looking in the catalog. But here's the stamp set. It's called He's All That. Has some really cute, fun images. I like this. Together for the Long Haul. Every Day with You is Another Adventure. I love that. Holy Smokes, You're Amazing. Hello, handsome. If you know anybody that has a mustache, that's perfect for them. Happy birthday to a classic with a classic car, and to the man who does everything. There's some other little like corner shapes, and I love this arrow stamp that says love this guy. There's a coordinating die that goes with that. So these are the dies, and um, the nice thing about these dies, one of the nice things are the shapes. You could use these with any stamp set, any words, you could use these for. So it gives this bundle a lot of versatility. There's a couple different flag banners, and I always like when they give us more than one of something. Like this little piece you have two of. So when you're making a card, you can cut two of the same shape out at the same time. And I always think that I feel like you get more for your money when they do that. Um, but I wanted to show you also a part of this designer paper. Let me just open this up and just show you quickly. And I will say the cards for this class, I do these every month with my talented demonstrator friend Sherry from Canada. And she and I each designed 3 cards. I will say this time these cards are pretty clean and simple because mainly they would be going to a man, and you don't need to fussy it up too much. They're clean and simple, very doable. We do have one fun fold. It is a faux sidestep card. That is one of the ones that I designed for the class. It's really cool and so simple to do. If you've never taken one of my classes, this would be a good one to sign up for, because then you would get the gist of how I do this. But let me just quickly, I don't have the whole pack here, but this will give you an idea of some of the patterns. I love that one. Here's the one with the cars, some plaids. I love this pattern. Here's a really cute crumb cake and early espresso in white with shoes and ties and little bow ties and that sort of thing. Love this pattern and that one. But the other really neat thing in this set of papers are these die cuts. You get 2 12 by 12 sheets of all these different die cuts, and I punched them out. They just punch right out. They're already, like I said, they're die cut, so you just punch all these out, and you can use these on anything. So when you're making these cards with this paper and this bundle, you can get your cards done really quickly. Strong and courageous, nice work. There's just really cute. Here's the grill. Love that one. Look at the hammer. Look how cute that is. That's just fun. Best Dad Award. Cheers to all your years. So there are so many little really cute things. There's some big panels here you could stamp a word on. But this is included in the class because it's part of the designer paper. So I would say, like I said, they're clean and simple, but really, really nice. You would be proud to send them to anyone that you know. And with our classes to go, we include a photo, of course, of all 6 cards, the measurements, and we also do a supply list and a video walking you through each card individually so you can stamp right along with us. So if you are looking for a mail stamp set, mail card ideas, I would strongly encourage you to register for my He's the Man class. And like I said, the email about this with registration links will go out this afternoon. Okay, now I am going to make a card for you today, totally switching gear. And like I said earlier, it seemed like all my cards the rest of the week were blues and purples. Love those, but now I'm switching it up and I'm using one of our new in colors. I am using the Sending Smiles bundle. It is a really cute stamp set with lots of words, and the main part is this big sending, which I am going to use today. But you could do smiles across the miles, all the good luck your way, sunshine to brighten your day, sending love and big hugs, birthday wishes, a note of thanks, a card to say hello, sending comfort and strength. I love that one. Actually, there's a lot of versatility with this set. And then the dies, let me pull these out. And this is a bundle, so of course, when you buy our bundles, you save 10%. One of the things that I'm actually going to be using today, these dies are for that big, they die cut the word sending, that big stamp. So I'm going to show you that in a second here, but I'm going to go ahead and get stamping. So this is the card I'm going to make today, and it's featuring the new In Color Sweet Sorbet. This is some of the designer, the In Color paper stack. We have 6x6 paper stacks in all four of our color families, plus each In Color family that we have right now, grouping, I guess, In Color grouping. So let me show you how I put this card together. Hi, Cookie. Hi, Carol. Thanks for joining me, everybody. So I'm going to start with just stamping the word sending, because I want to show you, this is really cool how this works. So like I said, I'm using Sweet Sorbet ink. Makes you hungry for ice cream, right? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp this. I'm going to be die cutting this, so I'm not too worried about whether it's straight or not. So there is that. And then I'm going to set my ink aside. I'll be using that color again. I'm going to set everything aside because I'm going to bring in my die cutting machine. So this is the big die cutting machine, and I know it's going to take up a lot of the screen, but I thought this would be a fun thing to show you. I always recommend this one. We do have a mini die cutting machine, but I like this large one. To me, it's easier to use, and it cuts everything, every die that we have. You can use it in any of the embossing folders that we have. So this is the one I recommend. And I see Debbie on there. Debbie actually, she won, actually, I guess she won the mini, well, she won the $50 shopping spree at my event that I held last week. So, oh yeah, Marcia's saying butter pecan. Oh, we have a local place here in town that has the best butter pecan ice cream ever. It's so good. I don't even like butter pecan ice cream, but let me just say this place has the best butter pecan ice cream ever. So you can see how I'm centering this around my, oh, maybe you can't see. Let me turn this a little bit more. So I've centered this die. This is going to cut the big outline of this. You know what, I'm going to make sure I have this in the right place. We have a new magnetic plate that is actually on order. I'm actually thinking mine might be delivered this afternoon, but my UPS man has not been here yet. But that would be perfect for this. In the meantime, I'm going to just put a Post-it note across here and just put this through, crank this through. Okay, I'll set that down. All this out of the way, and then I'm going to just pop this out. It should just come right out. Yep. Okay. So it's really fun, and you can see how it has framed those words. But there are actually two parts to this die. So you can do what I did and just cut out the whole big word sending. But then you can also use this one, which is the more detailed. It will actually cut the more detailed script. And I have one here that I did, and hopefully you can see. So I cut this one out in the background, and then I did this, the more detailed, finer script die in a yellow, I think it's Daffodil Delight, but you can see the difference. This one, the blue on this is the same shape, same die that I've used to cut this one. So it makes it really fun. A lot of versatility with that. Yeah, isn't that color pretty? I agree. Oh, Colleen, butter pecan is your favorite. I think you probably go to Almost Heaven. Maybe not, but if not, you need to go there and get their butter pecan ice cream because it is the best. All right. So I am then going to take this white panel and just do some stamping of my flowers. And I'm going to start with, I'm using Pear Pizzazz ink. And I'm just going to do the stems and leaves. Let's see, I'm going to put one. Don't want it too tall. I'm going to put it about right there. Got to have room for my flowers. Okay, and then this other one, the smaller stem, I'm going to stamp on this. And that's going to be cropped out of the die. Let me find which die that is. It looks like this one here. So that one is going to be cropped like that. And I actually have already gone ahead and done that. And it's right there. It just saves a little time. And like I said, if you have never used a die cutting machine, well, I did show you how to do it today, but if you need help with that, please let me know, because I don't die cut everything when I'm doing these lives, just to save a little time, but I'm more than happy to show you if anybody needs help. Okay, so that's all I need with my Pear Pizzazz ink. Go ahead and close this up. I'm going to then do, yeah, Colleen, you're right, go blue. It is definitely Michigan colors. How could I not like that one, right? Okay, and now I'm going to take my Sweet Sorbet ink and add some flowers. And this is a photopolymer stamp set, so it makes it really easy to see where you're stamping. So there's my first bigger flower. And then I'm going to take this smaller one here, and that's just going to go right there like that. And then on my scrap paper, I'm going to do a third flower, and this one also I have die cut. So that's that one, and this one has, well, all the flowers are going to have a Daffodil Delight center. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on this one first. I'm going to turn this so I can see what I'm doing. Just like that. And then there is a die cut shape that coordinates with that too. So once you stamp that center on there, you can just zip that through your die cutting machine and you will end up with a piece like this. So there's my smaller stem and leaves and my flower. Set that aside. And then, so let's see, I'm going to go ahead and pop these up. I'm going to grab my mini dimensionals. I should have some here. Yep, I have quite a few of these. So I'm going to go ahead and just pop this up. Whoops. It's been really fun. I love gardening, and it's one of my passions. In addition to stamping, believe it or not, I do love other things. I love gardening, and it's been really fun as the weather. We've had some warm days. We've had plenty of cold days, but it's been really fun to watch the flowers come up. Sometimes I almost feel like they're growing before my very eyes, and it almost seems like some of them grow like a couple inches just during the day. This is going to hang over a little bit, which is fine. I wanted it to do that. Now I'm going to attach my sending, and I'm also going to use mini dimensionals for this. And what I do when I have something that has like little narrow spots, I just don't put dimensionals there. I just put the dimensionals on the places that are wide enough. Okay, and I'll put one there. And that'll hold up the middle. And that should be pretty good. So my friend Sandra is here. She is Gran's daughter. Gran is watching today, and we are waiting for actually I think it's like 4 or 5 boxes of paper that is coming with some other things as well for my designer paper share. So we have a job ahead of us today, which we're fine with. We're kind of excited about. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this. I'm going to go about right there. There, that looks good. So that's what we're waiting for. And it seems like, they say a watched pot never boils. I think when you're waiting for the UPS man to come, you're waiting and waiting and waiting. So anyway, that is our job for this afternoon. I'm going to stamp the center of that. And then there's a teeny little dot that is for the center of this flower. There we go. And because this is photopolymer, it's actually pretty easy to get those centers lined up just the way you'd want them to be. Okay, now I'm going to take one of the words. I used a card to say hello. It's one of the many word stamps in this set. And I'm going to go ahead and just stamp that right down here. I'll just kind of center that there, like that. And I know I say this a lot, but if you're new watching, I like to position my words at an angle from corner to corner rather than trying to get it straight on the block when I'm mounting it on my clear block. It just seems to me, it's easier for me to get it straight, and I don't really know why, but that looks pretty straight today, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to go ahead and finish up my card. So I'm using a thick white card base, which is kind of my go-to. I love my white card bases. Yeah, Gran says Sarah Poole's, we lovingly refer to her as Gran. She says, I can't wait to go get our papers here. She has helped with that before. She's been reeled in when she's been up here visiting her daughter, and so I'm very grateful for her. She is a good sport, so she knows what's coming. So this is, like I said, this is the new in color paper stack. We got all new patterns with this new catalog, which is really nice. I love when they switch up the patterns. So I'm just going to center this on this panel, and then all I need to do is add my focal point, and I purposefully mounted it towards the left. I certainly could have centered it, but sometimes I just like to switch it up. So I'm setting this over to the left there. I love all the word combination, all the possibilities with this set. And, you know, you could do these flowers, of course, in any color. Okay, I'm just going to give that a press here to hold it in place. And then I have, these are the Glossy Dots assortment. I used these yesterday on my card. I put one right there. Actually, I've used these a couple times this week. I've used it on this card as well. You can see I used the purple. Today I'm using the yellow again, so let me go ahead and open these up. You always want to have a little bit of bling on your cards. It just sort of finishes it. I'm going to close up my ink so I don't make a boo-boo and touch something that I don't want to accidentally. Okay, so here's my little take your pick tool. And I'm just going to add a couple of these glossy dots. Let's see. If you've never used this take your pick tool, I will say I never used one because Stampin' Up! never sold one. But when we started selling this, I kind of jumped on the bandwagon, and now I'm so used to using this that it's really hard for me to not have this. It's made it really easy. And if people have arthritis, or maybe sometimes your fingers don't work as well as they used to, this tool makes it so easy to pick up some of these tiny little gems. So there is my card for today. Hi, Anne-Marie, how are you? Hi, Debbie. Hi, Marcia. So this is, like I said, day number 4. The card today featured the Sending Smiles bundle. Be sure to check it out in the catalog. And if you would like to order anything that you're seeing, of course, I'm always grateful for your orders. You can go to my blog, which is lauramilligan.com. Click on there's a little icon that says shop. If you click on that, it will take you directly to my online store, and then you know you are shopping directly with me, and I, of course, am very grateful for that. So I am going to go ahead and switch up my view. Hi, Marianne. How are you? Hi, Dana. Hey, everybody. Okay, I'm going to go back up and just thank you all for joining me today. Let me hold up my card again so you can see it. Super cute. And this is the Sending Smiles bundle. I will be back tomorrow with another really pretty card. And I hate to say it, but I think it's in blue tones. I guess that's one of my favorite colors. But anyway, I do appreciate you joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. I hope that watching these Facebook Lives 4 in a row, with one more coming tomorrow, has maybe inspired you to get some stamps and paper and ink out and to create a couple cards. So anyway, hope you have time to be creative today, my friends, and have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.